Alright, welcome to Elden Ring Nightraign. In this video, I'm going to be going through the game with Wylder. I have a few tips for you for starting Elden Ring. Would be going straight to the churches to acquire your flasks as soon as possible, and possibly sifting through the mines to getting some upgrade materials if you find a good weapon that you want to get purple. I find a few tips for this game very inclusive towards your playstyle and how you would want to go about playing this game. If you want to be stealthy or stay back as a support, I would highly suggest using the mage or the archer build. But I'm sort of using Wylder in this case. I enjoy playing through the game being Wylder because of the high vigor input and just the great sword capabilities that he has is pretty much my go-to playstyle for taking on enemies and things like that. I'll quickly go through a few tips and tricks that you can use that I've gathered along my journeys of playing Elden Ring Nightraign. Not to say that there is a big learning curve for this game if you are used to the traditional From Software game style, but it is basically a really rush heavy type playstyle of a game. You have a few choices in the beginning. You can either go rush with your grey colored weapons, the closest encampments, or dungeons or treasure troves to acquire higher gear, which at such a low level, you will not find that many high gears around you until you start progressing your level higher. Or you could do what I like doing and rushing straight to the churches and uh, undermining the mines at the bottom for a purple smithing stone, and you can have that in your bank and you should be ready to go from there. But I like to tell my troops, I like to mark my marker off the bat, going straight to the church as soon as possible. The only reason being is because if you go to the church, you can increase the amount of flasks that you can hold uh, within that one gameplay. So I would rush to each church before the night consumes that area to collect my charges ASAP. And after that, I would focus on looting and getting runes to level up. Now it's crucial to get to level 2 as soon as possible. If you can get a few runes on the way, kill a few enemies, it's pretty crazy how many runes these guys can drop. I think it's based on NG plus 3 runes, because I can kill some fodder around the map and they give more runes than usual. It doesn't take too much. To max out a full level 10, it'll take around 100,000 runes all up. So that's all you need to accumulate until you get to the mastery of legendary armaments, which is pretty cool thing at the end. If you do ever come across the RNG gods to get you that legendary armament, they'll work in your favor a lot, especially the weapon arts of those things that can help you go through the game a lot better than you would if you were stuck with a base weapon. Just going through the second church I've got here, I've just added a flask. I don't think I can make it to the last one, so I compromise between going to the church or sticking with my friends. There's a part of this game I'd like to mention is teamwork. That is a crucial thing to succeed in this game, because you're pretty much drawing the aggro between 3 people, and they've tempered the aggro of the bosses in this game much less than they have with the original Souls games, where they will only focus on one dude for like pretty much pinpoint one character and stick with him until someone else draws enough aggro to change its direction. It won't be omni attacking people. It will just be focusing on one guy at a time, and then after a while he'll change to another guy. So that'll give enough time for you to dance around the battlefield and get enough hits in without yourself getting hit. I explored this cave under here, knowing that the night will catch up to me eventually, and I'm sort of panicking down here because I uh, pretty much gambled with myself to see whether or not I should be killing these enemies, or I should quickly rush to the chest and get my loot and get the hell out of here. I wasted a bit of time with this guy because he's just made of stone. He's hard to kill. But yeah, I'm enjoying Night Rain a lot. It's a pretty good game, but it is super different than the usual From Software games that they release. It gets a bit funky here. I try skid out of there as fast as possible, trying to. I come across this giant and I gamble with myself whether or not I should take him on, because I know I could, but it will take a while, especially with my grey weapon. That's something you got to keep in mind. If you still got the grey weapon, I would just run to as many chests as you get until you get yourself a blue weapon or purple weapon, and you get enough levels to master your armaments accordingly. That with the ultimate abilities and passive abilities and things like that, you can definitely serve a great purpose in the game if you work together as a team, and you can have different elements at your disposal. Yeah, so this is my ultimate tip would be, if you're confused and you don't know what to do when you first start out, I would definitely get yourself or get your team together to start finding yourself some upgrade materials before the night comes in. See, I come really close here. And you have fruit that's littered around the map that can replenish FP and your HP. And if you're climbing up mountains, look for these graves that I just climbed up just there, because they will help you scale upon the mountain easily, because there are parts that you can't double jump on and you'll be stuck trying to get up mountains, and only look for parts that will allow you, like the grave parts and like the crumbling areas of a castle, the crumbling side parts. Okay, I can see the rain is coming in. Not the rain, bro. I think the storm, the rain, night is coming in and it's coming out, and my men have already found themselves far ahead of me. So at this point, I see myself going to a center location that we can go loot. The great castle that I like looting most is capped off by the night there, so we can't really do much with that one. So I would just quickly spend my runes here, get myself out of the freaking... I don't have enough. That's fair. I think I'm just a little bit off, so I decide to come to these characters right here. See how I use the grappling hook to... It does formidable damage to him. And these guys have given me enough runes to get myself the next level, which they would drop all up, I think around like 6,000 runes, which is pretty high for like base guys. Usually they're like a couple hundred each. This one they give 600, it's like triple the amount, so that's why I based their rune drop rate upon like NG plus 3. It's triple the amount. So we go through and we try and find a new boss to conquer. I do have my ultimate already charged up, and we come to these guys, these chariots, and I don't have it in me to take them on now because I'm still wielding my starting weapon, and I desperately search this chest to find myself a good armament, and I cannot find the good armament. It drops me slop, so I come around and I'm gonna see if I can find myself to reunite with my teammates. It's always good in the beginning if you're going in different directions, if you're not solely like raid bossing different bosses. And just a side note here, these graves, they're the ones you want to look out for to skip up. But if your teammates jump straight into a boss battle, ultimately they'll be fine at the beginning if they don't find themselves in a really hard boss battle wielding the grey weapons. But if you do scatter in the beginning to get your goods and you're not following, it's always good to team back up with them as soon as possible once you're comfortable enough to get everything that you need. I can see this area has already been looted, but we do not have a good weapon that we can use. So I team up with my friends and we have the depraved perfumer that I try to... my network code is not letting me deliver the amount of blows that I really wanted on this perfumer. He's getting away, so we just keep attacking this area. Now I find myself struggling a little bit just due to the laggy connection. It's just based on network, so Another tip I would have is get your network settings to be perform matchmaking on the closest possible, just due to the fact that it is based on multiplayer, so no matter what, people are always going to be running PvP, not like the old games where you have to use non-local matchmaking to actually find someone that's playing on the, you know, the outdated, antiquated games that we had to find matchmaking. This one is solely PvP. The server's always running, so you always find someone that's close to you. So that's why I suggest you put only local matchmaking. Right, so once that's all sorted, you'll notice that I picked up a poison gargoyle halberd. Anything with like auxiliary effects that like bleed, you're gonna go so far in this game. It's like Scarlet Rod or Bleed will be your best friend, so just look out for those type of armaments that'll help you go fast. These guys, you can actually double jump alongside them like my mate's doing here, Dr. Slump, and he's taken them out one hit at a time. He's just taken this guy out. See the giant chunk of health gone. He's actually made me invisible, which is good. I'm trying to find a leverage point to jump on top of these chariots to get the execution attack going on. And I just can't quite make it. We're all trying to do it, but he's more agile than me, so he can make the hit way better than I could. That's done. Now we've just defeated our boss. Enemy felled. From the smithing stone I found in the mines, I just brought my purple, I made my blue gargoyle halberd into a purple gargoyle halberd, which does a bit more, it's considerable more damage. And it's just poisons us like crazy fast for these guys. When you do fight a major boss, they will drop like this sigil just floating in the sky, and depending on what rarity of weapon you can find it, that's the type of color sigil will drop upon a great enemy that you defeat. You should be all sorted. Like, we've got enough sufficient flasks that we've collected in the beginning, and we went for a little bit of a dungeon run to get like our shit sorted. Now we've got ourselves a poison halberd that we're going to be using from here on out till we find ourselves some better loot. So we're going to come across our first boss battle of the day, our last boss of day 1, and we're going to encounter and see what looms upon the shadows. While I'm waiting for the night to come through, I'm just going to test out my new weapon on these bat-like creatures that are floating and check this loot. Always good to check the body, because we found ourselves a blue whip just there. So you're hoping on day 2, if you check a few bodies, you might find a purple or, you know, hopefully a legendary weapon, which I doubt. But it's always good to check around the chests, loots, just uncover whatever you can find. And these graves do offer a temporary like phalanx type buff to your character, that homing missiles on over your character's head that you can use, but they do minuscule damage. What I found is the easiest way is to get this whispering spirit call, and with that the bell bearing call, you can use that to just stand back and do homing missiles at the like cursed homing missiles at the boss. You just spam it as long as you have enough FP, and if your character's replenishing your FP as you're going, you can just keep spamming it at them and it'll just stagger them, which is pretty cool. I've got this perfume of poison, which is all gravy. Just if we take him out before he heals up, that'll be great. And I'm just dragging these guys towards me with the grappling hook, and it's doing damage to them as well, so just running into his attacks, which just does slop damage to me, and I'm just really rusty at this as it goes. Now with the bell bearing knight, I'm just dumping all my consumables on him, just using up as much DP as I can while the other guys are tanking him. Now you'll notice he's only targeting one dude at a time. He's not gonna like switch between different people at once. He's gonna just solely stick on one guy at the time being, and then just give a buffer time in between each character, so gives enough people to get in there unscathed and unhit. And the area of effect on enemies' hits aren't as strong and like open as they are in normal games, so you do have enough like window to get through and take these guys out. So I've got him poisoned. That's the main thing I'm thinking of, just to get an auxiliary attack on him and just keep it poisoned. I'm just waiting for my ultimate to charge up, but unfortunately the Bluetooth to my PS4 controller is a bit weak, and the right trigger just sometimes didn't want to work for me, so I'd be holding Y and pressing right trigger, nothing's happening. And then I move my controller a bit to get tethering, and then it happens when the boss is like 15 feet away from me, and I'm like, oh fuck, it didn't work. Which, that's alright. Now, I should be using my art to get him or poison, but I just have no window of opportunity to get that sorted while this guy's attacking us. But as you see, we all ganked him as a team, and we just finished it up like really good. And he dropped us a purple sigil on there, so we have a few buffs. I did the Bloodborne passive effect where you get HP from successive attacks. And as you can see, we've just mastered the art of rare armaments. And it was confusing because I think I upgraded my armament instead of finding it, so that's why I could already wield it. I'm trying to tell these guys we should go to this church to get our last shard. Don't think they follow us, but the other guy wants to go to this battle, so I just come along with him. I said, fuck it. And we faced the Erdtree Avatar, and I was so amazed at how buff this freaking boss is compared to comparative to what it feels like you're like rune level 1ing it. It's just really hard, like especially as it's day 2 and it's right next to one major bosses. Some of these bosses are very unbalanced, but you have to understand the moveset and then get the latency as well at a great rate, and it should be something that you can accomplish over time. But it's again, this game is a way bigger learning curve than any other original Soulsborne game is back in the day. Like, it's like relearning Sekiro again and just trying a whole new different avenue of mechanics for the game. It's not like you have your soul guy and everything is tethered to your solo play, and having PvP is an extra add-on to that. It's more like, oh fuck, everything's rush, you know, here's one thing and here's another thing upon another, until it all gradually builds up, and hopefully RNG is on your side, that it gives you enough loot, or the better loot, to progress. Because if you have really bad weapons, you're just gonna end up like this, as you see now, just wielding a freaking poison twin blade against an Erdtree Avatar with no bleed or nothing like that. So if you're not getting RNG in your favor, you're not looting enough within the time that's given, which is probably like 20 minutes or so till the night comes in, you'll die. There's no progress for anything other than just looting and just trying to get lucky, and your run can solely be based on what is dropped in front of you and what you get, and if you're leveling quick enough and if you've leveled up enough. So that's pretty much it. I get my runes back from this bat that's holding my runes. But never give up though. If you feel like dying, if you die and you lose a level, that's not the end of the game. To be honest, if you're in the day cycle and you die, your whole team dies, just get back up, because the actual boss doesn't replenish his health back to 100%. You can pick up where you left off, get the extra runes, get that second chance in, which is what I was feeling when I got back here. And he'll give you enough runes to get your level back, and plus more, probably another level on top of that. So you just got to always be on top of yourself when you're playing this game, and just testing your skills and pushing yourself as far as you can go if you have the spare time. Because in my opinion, like the time that they give you is like a big time, and if you got to do something in between that time, or something comes up and you got to like stop the game, you just pretty much abandon your teammates, and you got nothing else, you know, to no other avenue to save or quit, or, you know, end the game. And they do receive penalties if you do leave prematurely, so that's why it's a dedication to the game, basically. We have a purple sigil. I find Hoslow's pedal whip, and I argue against like a Cypher Parter, and I thought, man, I'm going to be throwing wet noodles at people if I actually get the Cypher Parter. So I thought maybe just get some bleed on my arsenal, even though it's a whip. And The DPS on the whips are much slower than having like something, say like a star fist or any type of other bleed weapon like a katana or Eleanor's pole blade. Things like that, they would be way better DPS. This would be a waste of time using this whip trying to get DPS over an enemy, attacking them over and over again with the monotonous like moveset that it has, which comes on to the imperative factor of this game, like choosing the right weapons for your playstyle, or what your knight farers would actually be. So, saying if you're playing as Wylder, you go for your great swords and your colossal swords and things like that. If you're going for your iron eye, you got your bows. The recluse will go mage type weapons, or your staffs that come pre-built with their own sorceries and incantations. And if you go for your raiders, you get your guardians, you get your halberds. And I would say, yeah, the twin blades wouldn't be the best for my character now, but it's just what RNG gave me, which comes to another factor of this game. If you've given good stuff, use what you got. There's not much other choice you have other than going for the best hitting DPS weapons you can to race through all the boss battles you can, race through all the mobbing you can to get as many level ups early on as possible, and to upgrade all your stuff as possible if you find really good upgrades. The main thing where we are in a castle, you want to find these castle areas, but the castle in the middle, depending on which map or how far in the game you've gotten, is pretty much your main mobbing point where you want to get all your points from, which can help you along your journeys. The more runes you have, the better you have. And I've taken a bit of a gamble here with my teammate. He has it in him. He feels like he can take this guy out with me before the night hits. We sort of stumbled upon this dungeon area to take on this last boss, this guardian golem, before the night takes it over for us and we have no other opportunity to get him. And he pretty much drops crap like 2 bows. Nah, don't need it, buddy. Gonna run away. Take your runes and get the hell out of there, because we're rocking a purple gargoyle poison twin blade, which should pretty much help us with our auxiliary parts. But if you find scarlet rot, that's going to help you way more than poison. I can tell you that much, obviously, from standpoint, but poison will still linger over time. And I'm not going to say it did save my life a couple times using poison, having just watching the boss just proc out on his last bar of health with the poison ticks. And that was pretty satisfying, just running around the arena watching him just slowly poison out just from like slaying him with the twin blade. On that note, we are actually finding our way into the middle, because I believe we're on day 2 now. We've already taken out our other boss and we're pretty much on day 2. So another explanation about the mechanics of this game, if you haven't really delved too deep in it yet, would be the fact that once you defeat the first main boss on day 3, so it's a day cycle, you go find the tree on your map after the night has closed in, and you fight a main boss on day 1. And then once you beat that main boss on day 1, the night subsides and you start day 2 and it's daytime again, and you have the whole map open again to yourself. And just as much as it closed in, it opens up and then closes in again on a certain spot, a different spot, like a battle royale style. And that's the part, that spot where it closes in on eventually, after you've done exploring for the second time over the map, is where your second boss is, and that's the last boss of the map. That'll be another higher boss than what you fought from day 1, which is a higher magnitude powered boss as opposed to the one you fought on day 1 in that center that it closed in on. In between that time, you'll be solely relying on RNG to give you the right runes to drop, the right enemies to kill, and your path should always be calculated with your team. So every second counts. So as soon as you drop into the map, you're constantly rushing to every single point to get the right things in a sequential manner that makes sense. So I haven't really routed out a good thing yet. Eventually, long enough playing, following the right people, I'll get to a point where I know exactly where to go. See, my team members are in the main castle. This area is pretty much the main part you want to run to at all times, because it's centered in the middle of the map, and it gives you a good breathing room to run to the next circle where you'll be safe from the night. and my teammates are actually underground right now. I don't know where I am. I'm trying to find a way to find them, and I forgot there's this little sewer entrance here that you can actually go into, and they're fighting a Black Knife Assassin, and I'm trying to get to the battle on time before any of them fall, but it looks like they've got themselves pretty much under wraps. I just come in with an ultimate just to finish off the boss, and I find myself either two options. I got the Princess Death Staff, which would be useless for my character, but I pick up the Dragon Scale Blade instead, which is a pretty cool dragon scale art of the dragon skin or dragonkin bosses that are in the base Elden Ring game. Another useful part about the center castle is they littered all these Crucible Knights everywhere around, which give a good chunk of runes to help you gain the extra levels you need before starting the second boss. The linear path and the linear sense of this game really, it's not as appealing as it would be if it was open world free roaming, and that's one thing that we have to, as players, have to get that learning curve to attune with. But I do feel this game has a lot of potential, and I can see what they were going for, and it is very fun and a bit addictive, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I shut it off and say, oh, I don't want to play this anymore, it's too annoying, and I can't get my head around it, I'd stand back and think, oh, I need to boot up another game and see how far I can get this time. And it's a little bit addictive, and as it's a fun pattern that they've gone through. The formula isn't really ironed out to its fullest potential, and I don't feel it's quite there yet, but I can see the drawing capabilities of this game, which I really find good. And I can find myself another Crucible Knight here. As you could see before, I did see a few talismans I could have picked up, but they were pretty much freaking garbage for my use of what I needed, so it's not really needed. I got my ass slammed to me here, but as long as I proc that poison on, that auxiliary effect, it helped my teammates a lot. And this Crucible Knight is actually focusing on another dude. That dragon scale art actually took a chunk of, white lightning out of his head, so that was pretty good. Took a big chunk of yellow off his health bar. And if you're not familiar with the way you heal your teammates when they go down, they have that purple ring, and each time they go down, the purple ring increases by 1 bar. So if he goes down once, his ring will be in 1 bar, and you got to attack him based on the damage you do to him while he's down. Will heal him back to revival state. So if you do a lot of damage, or if you do a jumping R2 attack on them, you could take him out in 2 swings, and your teammate will heal up straight, he'll be revived in 2 swings, depending on the damage you do. But the higher that purple bar is, with 3 tiers, the more swings you have to do to get them up. And there is an outer ring on top of the purple ring as well, which is a timer of how long they have till they die, which is only it's only effective on the day cycles, not in boss fights or on day 3. So you have a timer of how long you can stay down while you're free roaming around the world. But if you're in a boss fight, there is no timer. You can stay down as long as everyone else is alive in the boss fight, which gives enough time to heal your teammates and draw aggro away from the boss to get them healed. But it is the purple bars replenish so fast in boss fights. It's really hard to get them all revived if they've been down multiple times in boss fights. Almost like it's a big stretch trying to get everyone up if they keep going down all the time. So you could probably get away with a few downs, like maybe 1 or 2, but after that it'll make it very difficult to keep getting your teammates up, unless you have Iron Eye or the Archer, which can just slowly tick it away. But he does really little damage, and it'll take a lot of constant hits on one teammate to get him up without interruption. Otherwise, that purple bar will just replenish. I've utilized the Spirit Hawk to get up, and if you do come across these dung beetles, you can actually... I got Bullgoat's Talisman, which was pretty good to help my poise out, which is good. But I usually like grappling them towards me before I go in for the attack, just to stop them from disappearing, and it just gives you more time to deal with those dung enemies. Lucky for us, we've found ourselves a greater enemy just right next to the Erd Tree boss, and our teammates really try our best to get away from the knight and see if we can attack him and defeat him before we start our next boss encounter, but as you can see, we're not fast enough and the knight is creeping up on us, and we're going to find our way towards the middle, because if the knight's cavalry wants to follow us into the middle, that's all for him, but if not, we're going to go ahead and forget that he exists and go to our next boss, because this game leaves you really little room for error to make fast decisions and quick decisions and know where to go. So you have to be knowing where to go and at the right time make the right decisions to get what you need, and forfeit or just decline any other interactions that you find around the map, just to compensate for the time you need to go to your next destination, to give you enough time to loot it and get everything sorted within that circled area. Something that you shouldn't forget would be to always utilize your ultimate abilities and your special abilities when they are available and they're charged up, so they can have enough time to replenish. I got the Royal Greatsword, which I haven't used this weapon before, and I'm so happy to see that I'm allowed to wield it, because in the base game you need a lot of stats like intelligence to wield this weapon, and they just give it to you off the bat straight away here. And I've got the freezing capabilities, I got the weapon art, I can do all that, and I'm just level 11 and I can wield the purple armaments, and they're all at my disposal no matter what class I am. And it is a colossal greatsword, and I think it's best used by my character as well, because it is like a greatsword and not a typical greatsword, but I can still get the best out of it that I can, staggering effects and all that potential. We are coming across the cavalryman and the tree sentinel. This guy can passively reanimate his enemies, so you defeat the royal cavalryman and there's a chance that he might reanimate them and get them back by his side. And he has passive healing capabilities as well, so you're pretty much working against the clock to get the tree sentinel down. But he's the final boss of our free roaming session in this area, so it's pretty much based on random points in the map where the knight can close in on, and depending where it closes in on, that will determine which boss you have to fight. And we're in the swamps here, or the water, and we've got ourselves the royal cavalryman and the tree sentinel to fight. And his opening window for attacks are pretty forgiving, to say the least, but they are dreadful and they can take you out a lot. Now I've got my dude Wylder. His passive ability is basically surviving a death blow. So, and I'm happy I've got this sword as well, so I just do a jumping R2 and I can heal my mates one like full bar, almost a full bar with just a jumping R2. And also I can heal them by using my grapple on them as well. I can lock onto them, grapple into them, and then just start swinging at them as well, which helps with Wylder because it's very you can get around the map easy like that. But yeah, so these tree sentinels can heal themselves, so it's a battle against time, and their hitboxes are very forgiving. You can see if I grapple into him there and I just almost dodge his slam onto the ground, which gives me enough window to take out. And you do get bonuses that you find within the map that do open the window for your dodging capabilities, and that's another part that helps. The more you play, the more relics you get at the end, and the more effects you can get. See, right there, that was the point where my Bluetooth wasn't working and I was trying to hold R2, and I just I banged my freaking ultimate right away from the boss. Some grapples are really saving me here, but he's just reanimated his friends and we're back in the battle. And I really hope my team members are just honestly focusing on the main boss and not the auxiliary parts of them. The grapple, it just pulled me into him so I could get a hit in, and his poison's worn off, so I think this is the point where I just sit back and watch the poison take care of the last part, which is easy to counteract his overtime healing effect, is counteracting that with the poison. But I've run out of FP, so all I can count on is the base R1 swinging motions. But we got him poisoned at a whim. I still have, if you can see the blue square in the corner next to my flasks, that determines if my near death escape is available. It's like Tears of Denial, except it's like Tears of Denial, but it pushes you out of combat when you get hit. Well, we just finished it. I've got my pre-order gesture going on right now, and he's given us a purple sigil. I'm not going to disappoint you with the last. I've beaten the last boss, the Cerberus, or the Triforus, the three-headed dog. This is the first map of the game. I've unlocked a lot more, but I've beaten him so many times. But it's just dependent on how good your connection is. Ultimately, whether or not you can dodge enough attacks. But my tips for this boss would be just to get behind him and get up close, because if you're a couple meters in front of his head, then you're pretty much going to be in the range of his attacks, and he's going to be that's prime target for his attacks. That's the space that he's best at for his attacks, would be in front of his head. So you want to be under him or behind him while he's attacking, while he's focused on your teammates. I've tried giving up my Dragon Scale sword because I don't need it. All I need is a Royal Greatsword and my Gargoyle Twin Blade for this next encounter. But as far as I know, this guy's rocking the same sword as me, and I wanted to let him know that he's got it. He's using the Revenant class, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But I'm still loving my Wylder class, especially. I'm actually waiting for my statue in delivery still, so it's still, my pre-order for the game is still coming in the mail as we speak, but I'm hoping it'll be here soon, and I'm just waiting on the last guy to finish the boss. Finger snap, boom, we're in the battle. So the key to get into the battle is use the finger snap gesture. I'm joking, I just did it at the right time and the dude was ready, and I'm ready to be skipping this cutscene. And I wonder if they are. And I love the attention to detail they've done for the Nightfarers. Each one has a special looking skin, and you can get different skins for your characters as well, but the default skins are just very clean, very good looking. We've got an open sand field ready for battle for our last boss fight. I just want to let you guys know, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to leave this as, I hope you picked up a few tips along your journeys for this video, and you probably know more. Please leave more tips that maybe I've missed in the comments to help other people out. See how it goes. I'll leave the last boss battle playing as I ring out this outro. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy Night Rain so far. It's one of those games where I feel it's good to log on to get into for a bit, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to get full on invested in unless it has a lot of RPG elements added to it on top of that, which is this game itself has pushed away from in a sense, and it's wanted to be its own genre, different genre MMORPG type style. Well, no, sorry, it was a rogue type MMO type game, and that's cool enough. It was directed not by Hidetaka Miyazaki, but another guy that has directed Dark Souls 3 as well. So this game is completely under someone else's direction, not Miyazaki's direction. So that's another thing to bring up. I try my best to get out of it, but unfortunately, I wasn't concentrating enough, and the connection got to me, and I was trying to think of where I can go to dodge, and the flame belch got me. It destroyed me. When they're separated, it's hard to navigate through the map and get them focused solely on one guy to do the dodging while you're doing the attacking. And there was asynchronicities within our team, which led to the ultimate defeat. But yeah, you want to stay synchronous with your team. Have one guy luring and the rest attacking, and it'll be a pretty good battle. But as far as it goes, yeah, Elden Ring Nightraign. Well, I don't know what to think of this game still, and I've still played all weekend almost. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great one. Leave a like on the video, please, please do. Just like the video, and we'll get some more going for you. And just leave a comment if you have anything to say about anything good, any positive comments. I love it, or whatever you got to say. And we'll just let this last part ring out. I hope you guys enjoy this game, and let me know how you feel about it in the comments, and definitely leave a like as well. If you like the video, bro, because you've made it so far through the video to see this epic failure of not even finished this raid boss. I finished this boss like 6 times today, and then as soon as I hit record, it's just the whole team like malfunctions. But that's what can you do. And I hope you guys enjoy your goddamn week. Have a great one. In defeat, I'm out. Peace.